Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, happy Saturday. I hope everybody is having a great day and a wonderful start to the weekend. It is cloudy and a little rainy here in Western Pennsylvania. It's not cold, but it is cloudy and rainy. So there's that. I hope it is wonderful weather where you're at, and if it's not, and there's a little bit of a dangerous situation, please be safe. Okay, so I am going to finally talk about a TV show that I have recently binged and loved and absolutely cannot wait until the next season comes out. I'm talking about, if you realized from the title, I'm talking about the Pitt. And it is on HBO. I watched it on HBO Max. So I had heard so many amazing things about it. It stars Noah Wiley, and I was thinking, oh, so it's going to be like ER. Is it going to be like ER? But then I kept hearing people talking about like how, I don't want to say gruesome, but how realistic it was medically. So if you don't know what it is 15 episodes, and it takes place, the entire first season takes place over one shift, one day in an OR. That, yay, is actually based in Pittsburgh. It was not, the internal shots were not filmed in Pittsburgh, but the exterior shots were filmed in Pittsburgh. And the place that they use, the hospital that they use for the exterior shots is Allegheny General Hospital, or AGH, and that's on the north side of Pittsburgh. And so I absolutely love that. And come to find out that Noah Wiley actually pushed for it to be, for it to take place in Pittsburgh because of a, what's that? Is that something? Oh no, that's a, okay. I thought I spilled something. He pushed for it because he likes the fact that Pittsburgh has so many different, differing ethnicities, and just, it's like a melting pot of cultures. So that's one reason. Also, I did not know this, but his mother was born in Shadyside Hospital, and his parents met while they were both at school in Pittsburgh. I believe maybe one of his parents went to Pitt, the other went to CMU, which if you're from Pittsburgh, I was not born in Pittsburgh. I was born in Westmoreland County, which is, if you're driving, it probably takes about 25 minutes to a half an hour. So I'm east of Pittsburgh, but I worked in Pittsburgh for so long. I know that in Pittsburgh, in Oakland, you have Pitt, and then very, very close by, just connected by a bridge, which we have a million bridges here in Western Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh, is Pitt and CMU. So his parents met while at college in Pittsburgh. So yeah, getting back to the show, it takes place over a 15-hour shift in the OR in a Pittsburgh hospital. And I was like, I had heard so many great things about it, but the thing that was kind of deterring me from watching it was the gruesomeness. I kept hearing people talking about like all this blood and kind of very somewhat graphic injuries. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I should, I don't know. I'm scared to watch it. But one day, I think it was the day that I actually had off. Remember the day that I was like, I didn't know I had off. And then I went in and I was like, oh, that's right, I have off. So I just took the day off. I sat in the other room coloring, and I was like, let's try and watch it. And I was hooked from like the very beginning. I thought that there were only 8 episodes, and I watched the 8, and I was like, I'm done with the first season. Then I realized, no, there are 15. And very quickly, I watched the other 15, And I was absolutely blown away. And Noah Wyle plays Dr. Rabinovich. Michael Rabinovich, they call him Dr. Robbie. And he is overseeing, it's a teaching hospital. So some of the people he's overseeing are, I don't know if they're considered residents, but it's like their first hospital they're working at. So maybe they're residents. If somebody can tell me in the comments what they are. But and oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved it so much. He wanted this series to be a series that shows what OR doctors and nurses, what healthcare workers have to go through, what they go through on a daily basis. I've read many articles and seen people posting online saying that it's very realistic to what healthcare workers go through. I just loved it. I loved it so much. Who are my favorite? Well, my favorite characters, of course, Dr. Robbie. I love Dana and Dr. Mel. I love Dr. Mel. Dr. Mel has Dr. Melissa. I can't remember her last name. What is her last name? But Dr. Mel. She has a sister who is who is autistic. And so she is just while everybody else is running around yelling, she's very calming. And the one episode that made me just love her was the fact that there was a patient that came in, a man, and the one doctor, Dr. Langdon, he was very kind of like gruff with him. And Dr. Mel saw this and she thought, I wonder if he's autistic. And she looked, he's autistic. So she went in and totally did the opposite. Like, she shut the door, she turned the light, she dimmed the lights a little bit so it wasn't so there wasn't so much commotion for him. And she talked to him in a different way. And he opened up and he was very, very helpful and very accepting of everything that she was saying. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. And see, now Dana is the complete opposite, because Dana's like, very in your face. Like in the one episode when there was a fight out in the waiting room, I had to laugh at this. She goes out and she's like, "Stop this. You are in a waiting room. This is not Philadelphia." I was like, oh my God. I love Dana. And Dr. Robbie, well, listen, I mean, what to say about Dr. Robbie? Listen, if I'm going to say this right now, and I know I said this in my review of Adolescence, I'm going to tell you, but they're two separate, these guys are going to be in two separate categories. So, the kid who played, what was his name? Owen Cooper? Was that his name? Who played Jamie should absolutely win the Emmy for, leading actor, but that's going to be in a limited TV series. This would be a totally different one, because the Pitt is going to be, just a drama. Noah Wyle, give Noah Wyle his Emmy right now. Start engraving it, because if you don't, I'm gonna be pissed. Noah Wyle is just and the thing is, he comes in at the first episode, and it is like, I guess, the anniversary of the day where he lost his mentor, like his doctor who was a mentor to him. It was during the pandemic, and he lost him. So it's going to be a tough day anyways to begin with. I love the fact that they touched on so many topics, like so many topics that you would see, and they were even actually ahead of the curve. they were ahead of current events, because one of the patients shows up with measles, and as we know, measles have come back to the United States. Measles are prevalent now, or out there now. So, I mean, but this was made before this even happened. So, but I have to tell you, it's the writing. Listen, the acting is amazing. The writing is just perfection. And each episode has some humor in it. I mean, it might be sarcastic, but you have parts that tug at your heartstrings, but then there's other parts then where there's maybe a little bit of sarcastic humor, and it's just so perfect. And even like the one doctor who from the beginning I was like, I don't like her, and that was Dr. Santos. I didn't like her at all. Like when she was calling the one doctor Crash, or she was calling the other doctor Huckleberry. And even though the one girl was like, please don't call me Crash, and she's like, she wasn't paying any attention, she still kept doing it. But then by the end, I was like, wait a minute. No, I like Dr. Santos. Okay. So it is going to be coming back for season 2. From what I understand, season 2 is going to take place. There's going to be a little bit of time that passes, but it's going to take place over a 4th of July weekend. And I can understand them not doing it like immediately afterwards, because number one, it looks like maybe Dana at the end, and there are spoilers, but it looks like at the end of season 1, Dana is maybe looking like she's, this is a lot. I can't keep doing this. So hopefully she comes back, because I love Dana. And number 2, they need enough time for Dr. Langdon to get the help that he needs and then come back. I'm going to say, there was one episode, and one patient was brought in by his children, his son and daughter. And he had sepsis, and he had a living will or directive that said he does not want to be kept on any life sustaining equipment. He doesn't want that. And they were going to go against it, and the children, and no, Wiley didn't want to do that. And he was trying to make them see that, like, even if you put him on all of this, it's not what he wants. And it's gonna drag out time. I mean, it's eventually the inevitable is going to happen. And okay, this part, when I tell you this series hit for me, this series really hit for me. And the reason why is because I told you this was the hospital that they used was Allegheny General Hospital. And the similarities between my father and this storyline, it hit me hard, because my father was life flighted into Allegheny General Hospital. So where they pick up the planes, that was where my father would have flown into, where they would have flown him into. And my father, after he had passed, the reason for death was sepsis. And my father was in Allegheny General Hospital, and we had to make the decision as a family what we were to do. He also had a directive in that he didn't want to be kept alive artificially. Like, he didn't want that. So just to see them have to make that decision. And then to see him pass in the hospital that my father had passed in was tough. It was tough. But the way that they portrayed the characters, I mean, once they realized that this is something that's that he wouldn't want, was just, and then I appreciate them showing that. I honestly, I don't know that I had ever, I know I have never had such a reaction to something, to a TV show. It was done with great care, and I just, all I can say is please go watch this show. It is such a great show, and it's people might be like, well, it's just like ER. As a matter of fact, Michael Crichton's widow is suing like No Wiley because they're saying that this is too much like ER, and he's just biting off of the fact that we wanted to do a ER sequel, like a follow-up to ER. It's not. It's not. It's not like ER, and it's not like Grey's Anatomy. So honestly, once it's 15 episodes, but once you start watching it, you won't be able to stop. And the amount of care that they put into each of these characters and into telling a story about the different subjects, I appreciate it. It's excellent TV. I would honestly, if I'm giving it on a scale of 10, I'm giving it 100. It is a great show. So if you want something to watch this weekend, just know, I mean, there are some of the scenes with injuries can get a little gruesome. I mean, it's not like the worst, but I'm just saying. And it's like, I wasn't expecting nudity. At one point it was like, oh, is that a penis? I was like, whoa. Oh, Okay, but it is on HBO Max. It's not on NBC or CBS or ABC or anything like that. There is some cussing, but I'm going to tell you, I would expect that because you're in a high pressure situation like that. It is such a good show. And to be honest with you, I could even see, like, because at the end, the people that they follow anyways are like the afternoon or the daytime crew. But then near the end, they have to bring in the nighttime crew as well. I wouldn't even be upset if they did a spinoff and it was the night crew, because even though the nighttime crew isn't in all 15 episodes, they do such a great job of giving even like the nighttime crew a character. You know, I mean, they're not just like one-dimensional. They're three-dimensional characters as well. So I 150% would recommend this show. So if you want something to watch this weekend, go on HBO Max, watch The Pitt. You will not regret it. I absolutely love this show. So in the comments, let me know, have you already watched it? If so, who's your favorite character? And if not, let me know if you're going to watch it. And then if you do, head back and let me know in the comments what you thought of it. Listen, if nobody told you yet today, you're loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world. Please take care of one another. And always be aware of your surroundings. Be smart and safe. Hydrate often with water, which I need to start doing soon. And number 4, please, if you're in a dangerous situation, know that Dolly and I are sending our love, thoughts, prayers, and all types of positive energy so that you can make it through. I love you guys, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye, guys. Bye.